Yo, we got Endeavored Threads in the house, man. What is going on?
Derek, Jade, how are you guys doing today? Excited to be here.
Yeah,
Dude,
we're doing good. We're excited to learn all about you today.
dude, we are super stoked. And before we get into the super awesome suits and everything you have, can you let our audience know who you are, what you do, and what your favorite drink is?
My favorite drink. Well, I'll
Yeah.
start with the favorite drink. Well, the drink of the hour right now is yerba mate. It's past 3 p.m., so we're doing yerba mate. I am a um, flavored water guy too, sparkly water,
Yeah.
princess sodas, as I call those. I don't drink, so that's gonna be my go-to on that. Who am I? My name is Craig Bruington. I'm the owner operator of Endeavored Threads. Endeavored Threads is a custom-made and ready-made suit company, focusing mostly in custom bespoke. We do offer off-the-rack ready-made garments for men and women, not only here on the Central Coast, but all over the country, and just pinch myself humbly around the world. It's crazy.
My goodness, we are pumped, and I'm super happy that you mentioned men and women because, man,
Yes.
we want to get some, we want to
Yes,
get
I've
suited
been
and booted.
We
really
get you,
wanting
get you
one. A nice
matching suits. Matching
Matching.
suits.
That'd be cute.
Pretty crazy. All right, Jay, what you got?
What inspired you to first start Endeavored Threads, and how did you come up with the name?
That is, I've been fumbling this all week. I know we've been in communication. I don't know why I'm so nervous about this. There is no short answer to that. So I've been struggling on what is the most condensed version for you. I still don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I know what I'm doing, don't get me wrong, but it's evolving all the time. The passion for people, the passion to constantly be better. I was homeless. I was an alcoholic. I was on the streets. I took my mom to lunch. I kept pounding my hand on the table saying, I'm going to elevate. I'm going to elevate. I still don't know what that means. I still can't spell it. No, just kidding. But I went and I got my job. I got a job down in San Luis Obispo. I told her I'm going to elevate. I went to Patrick James. So shout out to Patrick James for giving me my start. Najee Shakir mentored me. And because of that, it kind of formed into philanthropy first. And then because I was studying guys getting out of prison, homeless, and guys and veterans to reintegrate back into society, because I saw the power of putting on the cape, so to speak, or the suits. Guys started hitting me up and they started saying, hey, well, can I get one? Can we get one? And it just kind of just formed into what it is today. Super blessed to just be doing what I'm doing, but it was all just a dream, and I just really stumbled into it. Master of the craft, I obsess about it. It keeps me up at night. It also gets me up in the morning, so I'm excited about that.
Dude, that is inspiring. And I want to deep a little diver, not diver.
Go
deep,
for it. Go
I want
for
to
it.
just deep. I just want to dive deep in. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I can't even talk. But dude, I want to ask, can you tell us a little bit more about your journey from suiting the homeless and veterans to now catering to business executives and weddings, and how it just evolved?
Yeah, for sure. And for me, is I'll try not to cry through this whole thing, but no promises, because I just get emotional. I'm just emotional, and that drives the passion too. Is just being emotional about things. So to answer your question, it's been a struggle. I can't lie. Struggle breeds greatness. I truly believe, and to see that vision, I was sitting in rooms in my early 20s and late 20s, and I was seeing a vision of corporate life, and I always wanted to fit in, but I was always the odd man out. I was always not the smartest guy in the room. I'm not the most educated. I wasn't the richest. I wasn't, I was, like I said, I was on the streets. It was crazy. So I had to fake it till you make it mentality, where I went and I got the dead guy suit. I went to the local thrift store and I put on a suit that I still laugh to this day. Probably somebody died in a week before. And I put it on and I just started getting around the people, and I started getting around you know, the sphere of influence, the 6 friends that you're around, are your net worth, or who you hang around. And I just had to transition a lot of that into a mindset, a thinking mindset difference. You know, I stole this from John C. Maxwell. I'll give him credit, but success is relationship built and leadership driven. It all harbors on the relationship. And I learned that at a really young age because my grandfather was an entrepreneur, and it was all about, you know, you earn this respect. You have to, you not only have to show up, but you have to glow up too. You have to raise yourself mentally because of the negativity. There's so many haters out there. There's so many things going on that, and especially in this world, that just beats you down.
Yeah.
That if you don't have an ironclad mindset, that's why, you know, we talk about Chris. I love Chris J. Evans. Like, his mindset, like, gets him to places that you would never go. Myself, like, getting on a plane, every time I get on a plane and I sit there and I pray as we're taking off, and I'm just, and then when I land, I'm just like, how did I even do this? Like, I'm flying across the country to go make a suit for somebody. Like, I couldn't even pay my bills not too long ago. You know what I mean? Like, I literally have inched every inch of it, you know?
Dude, oh my God. I'm going to say this in every episode. I just love our podcast and listening to the entrepreneurs and people, the creatives, and just how passionate they are about what they do. And it just, you know, flows out. It's just very inspiring.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And
bro.
what an incredible journey, and like from where you started to where you are today, and how powerful, like you said, the mindset is, and your attitude that you're bringing. My goodness.
I cry a lot. I cry a lot.
I like that one line you said, you got to show up and glow up. That, I like that. That's huge. You gotta show up, and then you just got to put on that spotlight. You just got to shine, let everyone just gravitate towards your.
Well, Derek, it's like, you know, I don't know about you, and I don't know about you, Jade, but my biggest critic is myself.
Mm-hmm.
I always do like an exit interview with clients, and, you know, my best client, Dustin Portola, he's a, like, 4th largest dermatologist in the world. He lives in Boise, Idaho. He gave me some advice about, you know, he's like, you know, presentation, delivery, everything is top notch. But the number one thing I would change about anything, and I was like, ugh, he's like, you're too hard on yourself, bro. And like, my biggest critic is in the mirror. That is my toughest battle, day in and day out, of the mindset to like get through the day, because I'll create doubt when there's not even doubt in it.
Dude, that's so huge. Cause like, I think a lot of us feel like that when we like think everyone's against us. Truly, no one is. It's just
Everybody's thinking that way.
Everyone thinks, it's just our mindset that's making us feel that way, which is insane. That is insane. I wanted to ask you too, Craig. So did you go to fashion school to like get this run in? And like, also, who are your like top 3 inspirations?
I did not go to school. This will shock and surprise everybody, or maybe not, because I don't know. Like, they're like, he's such a no. I didn't go to school. I didn't even graduate. I got my GED. I started working in the workforce. I've done so many different things. Everything that I've done up until this moment, though, has created me for this exact moment in time. It's I can filibuster for days on that, just alone. But I learned the craft. Tape measure. My dad's a plumbing contractor, but I'm bad at fractions, but I'm good at fractions because we'll just call it sales when I was younger. You know what I mean? But I just found my way. I had to get myself in. I forced myself into rooms and forced myself to learn things that I knew I didn't know to get my foot in the door. And I've broken my foot off and ankle off so many times getting in those doors, to do it. What was the second part of the question? Was
just like, who are my, your 3 top inspirations?
Everybody always, people have been really big on that question. Like, who are your top designers or top thing? I have to give it up for the uncomparable Tom Ford. Tom Ford changed the game. I think continuing still to, because I look not at just like flash in the pan. You got to look at longevity, and that over time will tell the tale. Tom Ford just opened a door for so many people of that vision that like you could just do it on your own. I know some guys that are undercover that work with me closely that are masters in their crafts of the new Tom Fords. There's a couple other people. I would say like Gucci's designer is very Gucci, shabby chic, like, there's some people out there that are really pushing the envelope. Man, I'll have to get back to you on a third one of somebody who I really idolize, who's driving traffic.
No worries. And then I like what you mentioned about the schooling thing, because there are some like top businessmen out there that didn't even graduate school and stuff, and they're just like huge in the game.
Yeah. I was on the mentality that A's work for the B's, C's own the companies, and then I'm sitting there going, "What did the D's get?" Because I was like a 2.3, 2.4. I'm still bad at testing, but entrepreneurship is that's a totally different equation. I cut my teeth in entrepreneurship, and I'm an entrepreneur, not a watchpreneur on the Instagram tag. That I dabble in a bunch of different stuff other than just suits, but that's not a time for money equation. That's a hustle, and then hopefully one day your product over multiple times creates more than your unit of effort. Yeah. So your output creates more than your effort. So one unit of effort creates multiple outputs of that, if that makes sense. And like, I've been in some leadership, rooms where, man, the plethora of people that have sewn into me over years, sales training, it's a different mindset to get into big corporate business. I sit across the room, and I'm right up in people's faces that are guys I can't even talk about, like NDAs that, I fly to them, and they run multi-million / billion-dollar corporations. I'm the suit guy, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
That's so cool.
I'm always listening though. I'm always listening.
Always.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about, how you got here. So let's talk about your customizations and unique features. What sets Endeavor Threads apart from other custom suit makers out there?
Well, we're going to start first with custom. I am so serious to a T, and if you know me, I'm like 3 beers too intimate right out the gate, but I'm also like very these are hills that I'm willing to die on. I get in your comfort zone sometimes, and custom is one of them. I mean, you got a warehouse that says they do custom, and they're altering shells. You have a huge Armani that is altering shells. I measure a person, I measure a client. We then go down, we cut a pattern, we store that pattern for future use. We can fluctuate in sizing to that pattern. And then I like to do a test fit, a muslin fit, true bespoke, however you want to pronounce that. American bespoke, where we're producing a fit garment. We try it on, see how it fits. And then from there, we're cutting fabric from there. So it's the measure twice, cut once. I learned the hard way of thousands of dollars by cutting the wrong one, and going from there. So starting with the custom, that we're truly custom. I mean, there's really nobody in the area within 300 miles, give or take, maybe one guy, but he's not really that active, that does true custom. Even my own alma mater, they're altering shells, they're altering garments. So that kind of waters down the industry, I think. I don't want to be like finger pointing and nagging on it, but it's just, it's a tough business. There's some guys that are doing it really, and gals that are doing it really, really well out there. But I mean, it's day and night. So when you say like what sets me apart, I think it's always, that's the goal, is what is setting me apart, not what is the difference, not why am I different, because I'm different than anybody you've ever met, but what is setting me apart? The customer service, the care, the relationship, the knowledge, the handmade garment that you are building a life with somebody. I said it once that, we don't make suits, we make character. We don't make garments, we make self-image.
Mm-hmm.
People hire me and come in, and people hear about me to come in and fly in because they need to stand from a stage and stand with authority and that's all self-image. If that's not bred inside, you need to find something then to wax that on. But one of my biggest compliments I got recently was from a real estate agent. He's on a post. You can go back and check it. But because of the process that I do, and that's also key too, is the process, is getting to know my guy, my gal, hand in, hand out, backside. And I'm learning fears. I'm learning dreams. I'm learning things like heavy questions, like, what do you don't want me to know about you? And they're like, what?
Yeah.
And because I just need to know these things. So when you stand in a room, when you walk into it, like Chris is one of my biggest clients in the industry, his confidence that he steps in the room looking like that and being like that, he gives me some of the best compliments in the world. He's like, you make my photos better. And that's Chris J. Evans, man. But it's one of those things where how do you build confidence unless it's inside? It's you need to accessorize in some ways, teaching, educating people, the education. I got some things I don't know if I want to talk about that I'm dropping in the industry that I've been working on for a while, which is a more education-based platforms to help people navigate these things. Like, do I wear black? Do I wear blue? Do I put how do I tie like a hand knit tie with a button down shirt? Like, what do I do? And I'm just finding a niche for helping alongside. I want to come alongside and elevate. I don't want to be the star. Like, I moved a long time ago from soloist to the conductor. Hardest move I ever made. But it's like, it's eyes are on me. It's all about me, to turning around and it's all about them. Mm-hmm. And I'm not in the limelight anymore. It's been the hardest move I've ever made because we want that vanity. We want that pride. Me, but it's all them. And you take your eyes off the prize and prize will come.
Hey everyone, it's Derek
and Jade here.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Wedding Vendors Happy Hour. We wanted to take a quick moment to share a great way you can support the podcast.
That's right. If you love what we do and want to help us keep bringing you amazing content, consider buying us a coffee.
It's super simple. Just head over to buymeacoffee.com/Wedding Vendors Happy Hour or click on the link in the show notes below. It's just a small gesture that makes a big difference.
Every coffee helps us cover production costs and keeps the show running smoothly.
Plus, it gives us that extra boost we need to bring you even better episodes and amazing guests.
So if you want to support the show, head over to buymeacoffee.com/Wedding Vendors Happy Hour and buy us a coffee.
Thanks for your support, and let's get back to it. Dude, I am ready to buy a suit. This guy.
Happy day. So,
Jade and I are ready to come in. But I want to, I'm going to paint a picture here. So I want to buy a suit. So can you explain the level of customization you offer, such as like custom thread colors, lapels, buttons, monograms, and liners? Like, let's get into it.
Brother, like if you're one of those people that stress out with too many, like, you should see me trying to pick toothpaste. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to pick. There's too many options. Mm-hmm. It can get there. I mean, the width of the lapel, peak, notch, shawl, like, I don't know, interior, exterior threading. Like, if you're the type of person that likes to control, have every aspect of every inch stitched or moved, we can do that. But also, if you're one of those guys that pick, I don't know, just make me something cool because I see your stuff and I like your style, boom. I love those clients too, because they always have this like other shoe to drop, like, it better not look like crap. And I'm like, man, do you think I would produce crap? Like, that does nothing for my brand, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna make you look stupid, But it's overwhelming sometimes to the normal person who doesn't understand that there's that many options. You know, if you ever picked a custom couch or a custom car, you know what I mean? And I think more people don't really understand that there's that many things to pick or choose, or that they have control over. That also sets it apart from I walk into a store, this is only what I'm getting, this is only what I can have. And it gives, especially for grooms, and I'm sure like we'll get into that, but in the wedding industry for grooms, I see more dudes really wanting to do something that they can be a part of, do something that excites them, that gets them fired up, or the gal is just excited that they are getting fired up sometimes because the guy has nothing to do, and the flowers, he doesn't care, and the dress, okay, whatever. And you know, we sit down and I'm learning this dude, and we're spending time getting to know each other, and he's developing a one-off masterpiece, not only for his wedding, but hopefully for the rest of his life.
Dude, but yeah, I like it when we do some weddings and like I'm photographing the grooms and stuff, and they open up their jackets and they have like a custom, like I've seen one where a dude opened up his jacket and it was like photos. Like, collage. Like, a collage. Yeah. And he just opened it up and I was like, whoa, dude, that's freaking.
Whose suit was this?
I have no idea. It was yours.
Right. Well, and that's so cool. And that's one of the separators too, Jade, is I can take a collage of pictures. I've done, engagement photos. We've done death, somebody who passed away. We do like a memoriam of them. Yeah. We do corporate logos, which are huge. Corporate logos for other people. I can take an image of, say, you took the most amazing picture, Derek, which I know you do great work, and we can populate that into a coat and make it a really one-off piece that's just stands alone. You can't go in the store and buy that.
Dude, that's so sick. So I could like come in and get a jacket and have my logo like where the pocket is, like on that right there.
Like the whole inside liner could be multiple images or one image, or I have Justin Bertola. We did his logo. Christy Evans. We do CJE. We can't say that, but in retail things, there's some things going out in the retail world. I white label, private label for a lot of companies that want their logo and stuff. It's a loss leader too. It's like you want to earn somebody's business, man. You're like, hey, they're a big corporation. You're doing some stuff. You send them their logo and that. Every time they put that sucker on, man. Yeah. Guess what they're thinking about? Of course, they're thinking about themselves because they look good, but they're thinking about you.
Yeah. That is sick, man. I am ready to buy a suit, my guy.
Well, I'm curious. Just check this out. Look at the stretch in these shirts.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the performance, like if you performance wear. Yeah.
You can move. Well, we gotta move.
So great.
Is 2024. This is not like this heavy starch days of the 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look on the gram and you look at some of the guys that I mean, Chris is. He's fitted, but he's tight. Dustin he's a bodybuilder. I have a lot of bodybuilder athletic guys that are, or females, Vogue Candles, a little shameless plug for Mahan London of Vogue Candles. She wins all the time. She's doing stuff for the Kardashians. Like she is very, she has chesticles, we call them, you know what I mean? We have to maneuver this fabric around stuff to build a different pattern. And we have to be able to move because she's very physical. She jacks up her stuff all the time because she's always like picking something up and moving it because she's an artist in her own craft too. And these artistic partnerships and the creative partnerships are amazing. You know what I mean? I love it.
Dude, I love this.
Let's get back to weddings, in particular for grooms. Like say they want a custom suit from you. How far out should they come to you and start the process?
So glad you're like talking about this. These are all my hot points of like grooms stress me out. Groomsmen stress me out more. I'm not going to go on camera and say that I might be cutting off groomsmen. No, just kidding. But it's just hurting cats. You're trying to get a bunch of dudes. Like I need maximum time. I can produce something in 14 days. I don't like saying that. But with a rush charge, we can produce something in 14 days. Lead time, I love 4 months.
Yeah.
I love 6 months.
Mhm.
I love foreseeing a lot of stuff. A lot of the times, Craig, I have guys all over the country. They can't come to you. Okay, well, let's just hop on technology. Let's do some at home, I call it couples therapy. I'll send you my bill later, where you have your wife, your partner, whoever helping you build these. We make it fun. I start juggling, and it's interesting. And we're producing suits at a distance too. So we're just using technology to develop suits at distance for destination weddings and such too. It always just, man, the time, I'm sure y'all know is being in the industry is you say 6 months, that's 6 weeks to me, which then in 6 weeks is 6 days. We need lead time to do stuff. It just can't be produced overnight. The off the rack, the ready-made stuff can be, but a handmade garment, even a handmade garment produced in 14 days, that's tough, but I like more time, the better. But the stress is the guy who drops 25 pounds or gains weight right before their wedding. Oh, I want to bulk up, you know what I mean? Or I want to shred out. I'm like, well, do it on your own time, man. Like, don't do it after we've done a fitting and you come in and you're 25 pounds lighter. I got four-piece custom. That's a 3-piece suit and a shirt. Yeah. It's a completely different frame because of mass. Like, people don't understand, oh, well, I'm the same on the scale. I'm like, buddy, you're not the same dimensions. Measurement's different. The way that something hangs off your body is different. It's and keeps me up at night. I cry a lot. I told you, I cry a lot. It stresses me out. It really does. Yeah, because I'm a perfectionist in that way, where I'm very recovering controlaholic. I am OCD, and I want my whole life is details. So I just see these little things, and I'm like, man, it could have been better, But I was told a long time ago, can't make a perfect garment. I can't make perfect stuff. As much as I want it to be perfect, I can't make it perfect. Nobody's perfect. No. But I can get pretty close. I can make some good stuff. You know what I mean? Really, really good stuff.
For sure. So I like that you mentioned that. So if someone does lose weight, are you able to alter the jacket or whatever so it slims down a bit, or
within the scope and the reason? I don't want to get caught on camera and audio. He said it could be done, but most of the time, it's hard. I've had guys, gain 25 pounds. If there's not it's easier to go down than it is to go in. But if you're, I can't go out a certain distance. I can't go in too far. If you have two pants, somebody you don't even think about it. You have two pants pockets on the backside. Well, if you go down 3 sizes, those pants pockets are going to be right together. It's like a unipocket. That's going to look weird on your butt. You know what I mean? Like, there's things that we can do. I'll say to you, Derek, I'll say to you, Jade, if you find something, you know what I mean? Maybe it's for everybody, but if you find something that's 2 sizes too big, just call me. Let's tailor it. Let's get it fitted. So that one thing that you're looking at, you're like, oh man, I really like it, but it's too big. We can handle that. And I have amazing people on staff to be able to handle that more here locally too. So,
and I love it. I'm ready to buy a suit.
And I was curious, do you do like a lot of the groomsmen parties, like full on groomsmen too? That feels like you said, really stressful. Or is it mostly like just the groom getting the custom?
I communicate at any level, whether it be phone, text, email, carrier pigeon is my preferred method. I love to communicate on that level, joking aside. But I also suit at any level. Everybody goes, who's your clientele? And I go, anybody who wears clothes. I'll do whatever. I mean, I've had gals in the guy's side. I've had, non-binary. I've had transgender. Like, we're able to maneuver to whatever it needs there. Like, I'll suit a ghost. I really don't care. Like, we'll do whatever it takes to get it done. And I love the flexibility of that, because I'm not sitting there waiting for the person to show up and I'm trying to sell them this thing that's hanging on the shelf.
Yeah.
I don't have that stress. And that's one of the best compliments too I get is, there's no stress to buy. Like, not to speak something that's not into, but I don't care, but I do care. But I love to just create stuff from scratch. So whoever needs something, we're there to make something for you. Whether it be a one-off piece, whether, hey, I saw this on this image, can we recreate that? For sure, 100%. So anybody and everybody, but herding cats is hard. Whether it be 2 guys, 2 gals, 10 guys, it is difficult. And then of course, like level of finances, I try to communicate on any level. Like I like to offer anything. I don't do rentals. We have a great local gal for that. Hey, gorgeous formal wear. She does amazing stuff. She's such a friend, and like, I would rather refer somebody. I still refer Patrick James, if it's not my cup of tea, like, I don't know why we're blaming tea. I just don't drink it. Like there's so many people out there in the game that are good at what they do. Like I don't need it all, but when the tide rises, all ships sail, and I want, the tribe of the people to come with, but we're just out there just trying to get everybody we can and just facilitate as much. Brides' dads, the fathers of the bride, huge. They're walking down the aisle. The other dads, it's always that competition. I love that. That's my favorite competition is the dads, like the dad of the bride, the father of the bride, like, the epic movie, but he always wants to be a part of the groomsmen's party. You know what I mean? He always wants to match. And so I have to like calm him down, and I have to like, hey, Bob, I think this might be better for your skin tone. You know what I mean? So they're not matching, but I walk people off ledges pretty well. So it's good.
Dude, heck yeah. And there's probably no better feeling than just putting on that custom, but then off the rack, just that custom suit, custom whatever, dude.
If you don't know, you don't know. And if you, Chris always talks about value proposition. We constantly talk about the value proposition, and he'll never go back. The way that you feel that confidence, the way that the shoulder gets in there and your mobility increased with it is, it is night and day. The breathability too, the way that I can create a liner on the inside to where it's the most breathable thing in the world, for when you're working, especially industry people. So not only the grooms, I love showing up to a wedding where I know everybody, and I have the groom, I have, the groomsmen, the fathers, and then I look around and DJ Saul, my boy DJ Saul is over there in my gear. You know what I mean? Or, Fox Jump, we did amazing stuff for Colton and Jessa, like I used their image in Yosemite of their wedding, like, and doing their engagement photos and all of that, like multiple pieces for him. It's amazing to see everybody like wearing the stuff, and it's all feathered through the industry. Also, it makes me cry. Like I just love it, but I don't want to take the light of that. That's all just, the Father has blessed me with a gift, and I'm just facilitating people and just making clothes, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like I said, like we make self-image, we make, character. We don't just sew garments, like we sew relationships. That's really what it's about.
Dude, the passion is radiating over here, Craig.
Calm down.
Calm down over there. All right, let's get into a little bit more of some client experience. So let's say they hit you up, a client's like, hey, I've heard about you. I want to get a custom suit. So when they ask, do you have a physical shop that clients come to or to get their measurements, or how does this work?
Yeah, it's honestly, Derek, it's gone both ways. Like where some people are really okay with me not having a shop.
Yeah.
Some people aren't, because then it's like my credibility. They're like, is he for real? Is he? One lady recently, she's like, what, you're just going to take the money and run off to Mexico? I was like, I'm nominated for Best of California Wedding Day for the whole state as a finalist, whole state. Okay. Wow. I'm not taking your money and run. Like I'm in the game, I'm nominated with RSVP. I'm sure you've heard of RSVP. Yeah. We're getting international there,
Getting there.
We're getting there. So, I'm nominated with them for, I think it's favorite, I forget the topic actually, what it is, but, we're doing stuff. So we're legit, but I don't have a shop. And I love it because I'll get on a plane, I'll bring my swatch bag, and my mobile store, if you will, can fly anywhere. If I can get on in a car, I can fly anywhere. I can be at your doorstep. It really gives me the availability, I think, financially to help people out in certain areas. Oh man, we love your stuff, but we're not sure if it's in our price range. Be like, well, man, what is your price range? I don't have to pay for a shop. I don't have a brick and mortar, but I think brick and mortar is turning into click and order anyways. And everything is just moving that direction. And it's people are going into a store, they're shopping you in the store, and they're turning around, they're going online and they're buying it online.
Yeah.
They're buying crap online, but if they're good, they do their research and they can get it done. So, it's feather and throttle on, where's my sweet spot? I love to travel. I love to do hood rat stuff with my friends. And so when I get on a plane and I go see Dustin Portola out in Boise, Idaho, and I'm 2 days before and 2 days after, I'm traversing around Idaho and just checking out what every place has to offer. That's what I love to do. I mean, it's kind of crazy. My mom stresses out because I rent a minivan and I sleep in the back of the van and I shower at Planet Fitnesses and I have my suitcase full of all my swatch stuff. So I get all dressed up and I've been living out of a van. Don't tell anybody that it's on video, but but I like live in a van down by the river, man. You know what I mean? I'm out there just doing cool stuff and meeting people and just connecting and checking out rocks. I like rocks. I pick up rocks and just like, I just love the world and the people in it. So
dude, that's life right there. Just getting out there and having the experiences, making those connections, those people connections, just living life.
If you don't get out there, you don't know.
You don't know.
There's a whole world out there, bro.
For sure.
My favorite thing is being able to really, if you really want to know the heart, is to speak life into somebody who thinks they can't do it. To get in the heart, and I'm out there on the streets, and evangelism is huge. I'm a Christian. I hope that doesn't offend you guys, but I wasn't always a Christian. I came to the Lord in 2019. A lot of things changed. Even my business changed. But to get out there and just, inspire somebody that, like, bro, you can do it. You can do this. I'm willing to help you do it. They're like, what? And if you can breathe life into somebody like that and just give them a pat on the back and say, like, bro, you can do it. That might be what they need to hear. Yeah. They might be like closer to the edge than you think. And to just love on somebody and to connect. And, I'm connecting with a lot of the reservations. I'm part Native American. And so there's a lot of things coming that I'm really trying to graft into that. To promote Native American artists and beadwork and just lapel pins and stuff like that, where we're getting back to the roots, but you have to go out there and see them. You have to get out there and be in touch with what we're fighting for, what we're trying to do. If you're not in touch with it, what's it for? I could stack a bunch of dollars in a bank account and be really unhappy. I know those people. So
that's super cool. I was curious too, like you mentioned in the very beginning that you started with like suiting up the homeless and veterans. Do you still do that to this day?
I do. We do.
Wow.
We do. That is like my number one favorite thing in the world. I'll cry right now. I'm about to. Just because, well, I mean, it brings back. It really does. It brings it back to where I was when I didn't think I had hope. And every time I see their face and they're off there, like trying to, get a job or whatnot, it brings it back to like, I know that feeling. And if you don't know the cold, you don't appreciate the warmth. I'll say that again. If you don't know the cold, you don't appreciate the warmth. And for me, like I know that feeling of putting the cape on and standing a little taller and just going to try to make it. And so I love that. That's my favorite thing. I was trying to build a nonprofit homeless outreach. I've kind of backed away from it. We're trying to ramp up some finances to make another pass at that. But every Wednesday night in San Luis, I was trying to just, get out there and love on people and help them out. I still am very active in the homeless community here. Also working outside of my areas. Every place I go, I'm always on the streets, just trying to, it's like I can't believe it, you know, like I want to change it. I'm a fixer. But also guys, I got so many friends that have been incarcerated and come out, women and men that get out. And then my favorite is also, I'm very patriotic. I love our country. I love our veterans. Not going to get into the fighting thing in the war, but you know, it gets political and it gets weird, but it's like, hey man, like I want to bless the people that I can bless. You know, I want to be able to help the people that I think need some help. And I bless so many other people out there. Why can't I do what I want with my time and money? You know what I mean? And I love that a lot of my clients will, I don't know if it's a trick because they just want to get rid of their stuff. They're like, oh, we don't have to take it to Goodwill, but they'll give me a lot of stuff. Like I have a full closet here at the house to my right, where it's full of just garments that guys are not using because they have gotten into new stuff. And it, you know, it's crazy where I'll meet a guy the next day that fits that exact size. And, you know, we're reusing a lot of, repopulating some people with multiple stuff. I'll buy a new suit for these guys. A couple times we've done some custom stuff for some guys that I really saw transfer to that, but it's unfortunate that the population, I'd say it's about the 2% of people that really want to make a change for themselves to actually step into that mindset change, that lifestyle change. But I'm still going to do it. I don't want you have to fall in love with the work, not the people, because the people are always going to depress you, and that can feather over so many times. Fall in love with the work, not the people, because the people will sometimes let you down. So I just keep out there just doing the work, you know. And you know, I've suited up the same guy 3-4 times, you know, and I just can't keep it on, you know, and he's on the streets. I just can't keep it. I'm like, I get it, man. Like you're showering in the creek, like you're trying, but like we're still there. We're trying, you know, we try with you. So
dude,
that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's still there. I should talk more about it. I don't, because I don't want it to think that it's this piety thing or you know, this thing where I'm like gloating this whole, you know, it's all about this, you know, notary. But I mean, that's where my heart's at, man. Like I honestly, like I would give it all up and just focus on that. If I had 7 figures, cash flow, multimillionaire, like it'd all be philanthropy. I would get out of the wedding industry, to be honest with you.
Dude, Craig, we need more people like you in the world, my man.
Mm-hmm. I'm not perfect, man. I have conquered a lot of demons, continue to. I have a past, and man, it's a bit of struggle, but struggle breeds greatness. But I appreciate that, dude.
For sure. All right, man. Let's get into some fashion trends and insights. Yeah, we're moving the needle here. All right, Jay, take it away.
So, what are some current trends in men's and women's suits that you're excited about?
That's funny because I'm not excited about it because everybody's going back to big and baggy, and I hate it.
Yeah,
it's like it's oversized and it's big, and it's I think grotesque. I don't like it because I hate is a very strong word with me. I dislike tremendously, but I hate overfit stuff. I can't stand this, but it's going back. The trends are there. But trends that I do love, at DJ Salvador Guzman, you probably know him in the industry.
Yeah.
Ticka Saul, you know, with Epic, all of my friends. He does an Italian really, really well. We're introducing knits. I love the David Beckham with the knit polos with the sport coat, high-waisted, self-waisted trousers with cuffs. Stephen Mather, he just started his own company.
Yeah.
DJ out there. He wears some high-waisted stuff that I've done for him. I love the traditional Italian stuff. I'm a big fan of hop sacks. Hop sack, which is a very textured garment, very breathable. I love tech materials too that have stretch. We're producing a lot of lycra, a lot of elastistain. Polyester isn't a bad word anymore because we're taking that nylon, that synthetic, and we're using it for dexterity and strength in the weave. So the weft and the weave, as we're, not to sound too dirty, as we're making a suit, we're sewing that in there, and it's really just amazing of what we're able to do with it. One of my favorite mills right now, hobby horse, is Drago. Drago is on like the Retta, Drago, VBC, Battaglia, Barbados, Continental, and it's on the Alps line of coming from the water down from the Alps, and they're doing SPF, stain resistant, wrinkle resistant, and water repellent.
Whoa, the heck?
In a fabric? What? Get out of here. You know, they're doing Emilio Zenega's rain gear, their rainproof suits, and I just found that out, and I'm like, what? How come I don't know this information? But we could do that in a suit. I have two in my closet. Just did a fitting for a guy today. You can check the Instagram. He just wants something breathable, and he wants something that if something splashes on him, guys that are traveling, gals that are traveling, not just wearing for weddings, but they can wear for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
I get pumped up about talking about fashion and stuff like that. I love button downs. I love a good bangle. I'm a big fan of the Gentleman, the movie. I'll give a secret out there. I'm stoked on all of those looks that are in there with the knits and the old tweed. That's the Irish side of me. Irish Native American is the old grandpa tweeds, you know. And then a tracksuit. I'm big on matching tracksuits.
Tracksuits.
Chris, Justin Portola, Chris J. Evans, and I are talking about matching tracksuits when we show up in the airport and we're all wearing like tracksuits. I think that's super fun. And something that a shacket.
A shacket?
I don't know if that lands. Basically like a Pendleton flannel. Those are huge right now. Knits, everything knit is huge right now, and a hunting coat, a hunting jacket, where we're producing like a coat that is not necessarily just a sport coat, has pockets on the front. I just did one recently has a hood, a zippable hood on it, zippable front. We're having fun. I can do anything. I can put, you know, not to take it back to COVID, but I could put drawstrings on your trousers. You know, I can. We can do so many things. I can put a cargo pocket for your tater tots. You know what I'm saying? Like we can do all that, you know?
Shout out Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon, give me your tots. Right?
Dude, yeah. So I've been trying to up my wardrobe too. I want to get that old money look. That old money. Yeah, old money look.
Italian old money? Yeah. Greek old money?
Maybe, yeah, Italian old money. I want to try those somewhat high-waisted pants, the cool, like they have the shirt tucked in, kind of like a nice, clean vibe, you know?
Got the gold chains or
no, probably not. Maybe a gold chain. I've never thought about the gold chain.
A self-waisted band.
Yeah.
Pleats are back in, a reverse pleat, very still tight, but with a cuff on your ankle, but still high above the ankle. That is, and high-waisted, that's in right now. That's such a good look, man.
Dude, I'm coming in for a suit. I'm coming in for some pants.
I'm coming
now.
to you.
Oh
I come to my clients. My clientele does not to sound bougie. They don't want to go down to the store. They don't want to shop. They don't want the horrible customer service experience. I service my clientele at a level that you couldn't even imagine. I would just sound so bougie, but I roll out the red carpet for every single person. I don't care about your finance. I don't care what you look like. My biggest sale at Patrick James was a dude that came in with a ripped shirt and a cup of chew, and he just got in a bar fight at Farmer's Market, and he lost a bet, and he was going to Vegas for 4 days.
Damn.
Cha-ching. Like, you can't judge anybody.
Exactly.
I get judged all the time. I don't want to get judged. I'm not going to judge somebody else. You know what I mean? But servicing the clients, coming to them, being in their boardroom, being in their home, being in their closet and with their wife, and finding out what she likes and what she hates. She hates seeing you in yellow. Well, bro, you should probably stop wearing yellow, bro. And he's like, bro, got nothing but yellow. Yeah, it's not jiving at home, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you know?
Yeah.
It's working with people, not against them.
I love that. So it's all about that like white glove experience that you're giving everyone.
It is relationship driven.
Mm-hmm. All right. I wanted to ask too. So how do you kind of went into it, but how do you like stay updated with the latest fashion trends while maintaining the timeless appeal of your suits?
I keep my head down.
Mm.
Comparison is the stealer of joy, my friend. And I that's why I really hesitated. If you notice, who are your top people? You want my honest answer? I don't really watch anybody.
Yeah.
I don't, I can hear it. It's loud enough, the chatter. I try not to listen to the static, because if I get caught comparing, and then I'm death scrolling, going, oh man, I should have done this. I should have been this. And what's that doing? That's decreasing my mental status, my heart status. My self-image is going lower because I'm judging myself on somebody else's best 7 seconds. Yeah. And what I need to be doing is just knowing what I'm good at, focusing on that client and learning my client. In my entry questions, it gets weird. I get kind of weird with it. You know what I mean? And I ask questions, but I want to know that person so intimately on a level that no matter what I do, I am producing Derek. I am producing Jade. I know you that well that you can call me at a distance, because a lot of my clientele is at distance, and say, hey, I need something in purple. Okay, let's do something in purple. Do a whole wardrobe or a capsule in purple. But I don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm very aware of what's going on. Yeah. But I'm very classic. I'm very classic in my roots. New style of, knits, a 3 wrapped half hand knit tie. You wouldn't catch me dead in one of these 3 years ago, before COVID. Now it's just like it's there. I'm very, fashion. We always evolve, but I come from very classic roots suiting. My grandfather was that way. He used to get measured at Patrick James. So I used to go in there all the time. I like the old school with a new school. I joke with Chris a lot that it's cheeky blinders. You know what I mean? Like it's like a peaky blinders with a chic to it, cheeky kind of cheeky blinders, soon to be trademarked. No, just kidding. It's true, but that's a whole different line that I'm trying to do, where it's a new evolution of kind of that rough and tumble rusticness of the streets with a very polished feel to it. I am my own style. I stitch that in there every time. But I do like trim. I'm not a big fan of the big baggy stuff. I feel like we're back to 2003. If you ever want a fun little one, Google, and somebody listen, Google 2003 NBA draft and like the 2020 most recent 2019 2023 NBA draft. And look at, because your boy LeBron's in there, right? And you look at the two different of how big it was compared to how tight and trim and like how stylish it is. It's night and day. But I try to keep my head down though. I really do.
Dude, I like that. So yeah, the comparison game is, especially in this industry or any creative industry or any field, really, it just could destroy you. I like what you mentioned. You said something about you don't try to compare yourself to someone's best 7 seconds, which is huge. We're looking at something that they just posted and we're already comparing ourselves to their one little post, which is insane to think about.
You're like, oh, I should have done that. I should. Yeah. And then you get caught, I think, in the unauthentic side of things where you're trying to reproduce somebody else's win because you have no wins in your life.
Damn.
And you're unauthentic to your own brand. And that doesn't translate well. If anything, people go, yeah, he's intense. Yeah, he's psycho. Yeah, he's crazy. But like, he is who he is. And like, some people love me for it. Some people, that's cool. I'm not your cup of tea. That's fine. Like, I give you 5 other names to go shop. Like, it's not gonna hurt my feelings.
All right, man. Let's get into your future plans.
So any future plans or dreams for Endeavor Threads? Any upcoming projects or expansions?
Yes. All of the above.
No.
Let's hear it.
A little peek into it.
70% of that stuff I can't talk about. We are in patents and designs and things that I am not going to talk about because nobody's doing it. I want to change the needle. You know, I don't know if you ever heard like, oh, be the you know, the thermostat, you know, or be the thermometer. The thermometer checks the level, you know, of the temperature in the room. The thermostat sets the level. But I like, and I think that's important. It's like, I want to be that thermostat that's setting a whole new level, a whole new needle, a whole new different avenue that's still in the same realm. There's a lot of things that I'm working on, like I said, like education platforms and stuff. We're using tech, we're using a lot of that. I just want to be more philanthropic with some things, maybe some international missions, getting down and dirty with local outreach programs for that. I would love to get a big one that I'll give you one. How's that?
Oh, a little taste.
I don't know if it's going to happen. I pray a lot about it, but Cal Poly Textiles, CAD, I would love to produce textiles and full handmade garments on the Central Coast. And if I can offer a engineering into textiles and there could be a grouping with that, I think it would be cool.
I think you're onto something there.
I a vision, dream. I'm a dreamer. I'm a kid with a dream, you know, but I'm also motivated by the nightmare. So I never want to be out on the streets again. I never want to be without. I cry a lot. Like I'm not motivated by the finance. Like that's not who I am, but I want to be able to go and evangelize. I want to be able to go and help the people that I really want to help. And I have crazy dreams. Like I would love to just give back to every single person that has impacted my life and be able to live life on my own terms with the people that I love. And I love so many people. But I have some big visions, more in the retail quadrant of private labeling, white labeling for people. There's a lot that I'm playing very close to the chest, guys. And I mean, you'll hear about it, hopefully soon. But it's, there's a lot of really, really big things on the precipice of that. And international, you know, we're going international. I want to change the temperature, not only just in the room, but across the board. I think that there is this focus shifting, not only just on the bride, but it's to the groom. And I haven't made a lot of friends with my stance that I'm half the photo. I need to be heard. You know, there's people that want to invest, that want this resurgence of not wanting a rental look and not wanting a ill-fitted look, and want to invest in that. And I want to bring more awareness to that side. I want to be an advocate for that. I want to I want to change the game, and I'm trying to change the game, and, you know, getting into bigger rooms too. You know, I didn't think that there was an industry outside of the Central Coast. And then I got out of the Central Coast, Percy Solis Events. If you don't know him, I'll introduce you. You need him on your show. You need Mahan London on your show too. Road Candles, like, she's from Russia. She's crazy. Like, I love her. And these people are just changing stuff internationally. They're changing stuff by hard work and who they are. And same with Chris J. Evans, you know, and you know, getting into those rooms and finding out that there's just this whole new world, you know, not to quote Aladdin, but, you know, a whole new world.
There we go.
Don't you dare close
Oh my dude, I know you got some big plans in the future, and I can't wait for those to be revealed. But I like this one line that you mentioned, which like blew me away. You said, you're a man with a dream, but you're motivated by the nightmare. Dude, that's a quote of the day right there. And you're like, right there.
I'll print you a t-shirt, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love that. That's such a good line to think about.
I don't think a lot of people are, though. I'm motivated by the negative. If you don't know the cold, you don't appreciate the warmth. Like, I feel like this gorilla trying to like get at me, and I just, you know, that the nightmare, the chatter, the hate's out there, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people just talking negative locally, internet, like all out. And I'm aware of it. And I just, hey, you love me, you hate me, but you can't knock my work.
Dude.
My what I'm doing and my what I produce and the people that wear it can't touch that, man. You know what I mean? So I am negatively driven. I have dreams, don't get me wrong. Some people are driven by the dream, and that guides them. For me, it is the nightmare, man, of not. What if I lay my head on the pillow, you know, every night and I didn't leave it all out on the field, or I didn't live up to my expectations or to my Heavenly Father. You know what I mean? Like what if I didn't at the end of my rope leave it all there and I coulda, woulda, shoulda? Man, I don't live by that. Like, but I've done some gnarly stuff. I've been close to death. Like it's just like, hey, let's just, what are you going to do? Somebody's going to tell you no, or somebody's going to yell at you. Half the time, nobody's even going to yell at you. You know what I mean? Like, we're all just thinking somebody's going to like say something, and nobody's really going to say like, hey man, you're doing that wrong. Like, you know, so just calm the static. You know what I mean? Calm the static on your own brain, you know?
Dude, speak your truth, my man. I love this is why I love this podcast, because we all have some kind of connection with that. Every entrepreneur, anyone that's running their own business, have those feelings.
The wedding industry too. Like people are gonna chatter, you know, like you can't please everybody. At the end of the day, like did you do what you said you were going to do? Did you follow through with what you said you're going to do? Did you produce to the best of your capability what you can produce? Did you leave that image out there? Did you give them all? People are afraid to just give it all. People are like, I want to keep some for myself. And like, it's like, dude, like, why? Like you say you're in the game, but you're not willing to burn the dock. You burn the dock and you just ship out, and you're like, and you look back and you're like, oh man, there's no coming back. Like I burned the dock a long time ago. Like I'm always going to find a way, but I'm that kid that I had to find horizontally a way to survive, you know? And so,
dude, I need to write down all your liners. You like come in with these.
I'll text you.
This is insane. All right, man. All right, Jay, what you got?
So how can individuals ensure they get the most out of their custom suit experience with you?
They wear it.
They
wear it. They wear it more than once. They rave about it. How do people ensure, like, what is their ROI is what you're saying? Like, what is their,
more like when they're coming to you, like, do they have to have anything prepared or just show up?
I'm a recovering controlaholic. I love analytical brain. I'm way more analytical than I like to admit, because I like to be like the free flowy spirit person, you know. But I'm just very like stereo instructions. I live life of details, but I have to deal. Not everybody's like that. Yeah. I'm like a +8, +10 naturally. A lot of people like live in the -2, -4 range. So they have to work up to being like positive in that realm. Well, there's a whole other psychology thing, but you know, I can't be a +8 with everybody. I'll blow them out of the room. Half the listeners have probably already logged off because they're like, dude, that dude's intense. You know what I'm saying? And it is a circus sometimes, but I have to be able to like EQ. You want a quote for the day? EQ, not IQ. It's not IQ anymore. I don't care how smart you are. If you can't handle yourself across multiple situations under fire, in chaotic, in the wedding industry, when something breaks or somebody's pants rip, 3 seconds, shout out Maddie Bell, you know what I mean? Maddie Bell Events, literally 3 minutes before they're walking down the aisle and a groomsman ripped his pants. And it's like, and I'm sitting in the back, stall. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't handle yourself under pressure, your emotional quotient, I don't care how smart you are. Somebody's going to take that and be like, I don't care that I'm smart. No, I care that you're smart. But if you can't handle it under pressure, like it's not going to matter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tangent. But you know, how can somebody ensure what they're doing? Like I love being able to meet people where they're at on any level and create something. We're creating something. So if you have this huge vision of what you want, great. If you have no vision of what you want, great. We build dreams. We build vision. I don't sell suits. I sell vision. Like we create that together, and that's part of the process, and that's what people love. I try to replicate what you want, and half the time people they start getting in the minutia of the things, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much fun." I'm like, "I know, and that's cool." And the wife is like, or the future wife is like, "Oh my God, I'm stressed out. I don't want to be here," But things change. There's a moment sometimes where the vision isn't the vision, and you don't know what you want unless you know what you can have, but you don't know what's available also. So once you find out what's available, then this whole plethora of things open up to like, oh, wow, I never even thought about that. I'm like, well, that's why we're the professionals, Yeah. That's why we're here, Does that answer your question?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just loving, I'm so grateful for this podcast, dude, to get people like you guys just spitting your knowledge. I'm just like sitting back and just trying to soak it all in. And this is so good. Oh but
God. I am ahead of my time here locally, and it is like people aren't okay with because I show up and I offer like a concierge service, which is another thing of like separating, is where I'll show up and I'll just lint roll you. I'll make sure your ties are tied right. I'll show up and then I'll slap you on the butt as we're walking down the aisle. And I think some people don't. It's not. What? That's not a thing. Or like I facilitate. I know that you're going to take on the second shooter. You're going to need while you're with the bride, because it's all about the bride. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're going to need all the little detail photos with the the shoes and the tie and the ring and all of that. Well, hey, I'm there. We have it all ready for you. We know the timeline. I know where these dudes, because remember, I'm a cat wrangler, wrangle cats. So we get these guys, especially when they start drinking, we get them to the point of where they need to be. Hey, where's this? Where's that? Where's this? Where's that? Certain photographers that I love, that I just like, they know that things are going to get done and it's there, and they don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? But that's still like new, and people, I have some feelings about it, because I'm not trying to steal a show. I'm just trying to let you shine and worry about other things rather than where your groom and groomsmen need to be, because we've done this a million times. Let's just get it done, slap them on the butt, adios, see you later. Napa is going to be fun on the 10th. Chris and I, there's going to be a lot of things rolling out from that wedding right there, and just international stuff too. So it's cool.
Dude, so sick. I'm sure Jade has some questions about. So you like, you're there on wedding days on some weddings.
The warehouse isn't going to be there.
That's true.
They're not committing to that. Now, for everybody's listening, I can't be there for everywhere. Yeah. For everybody. I book out, but I will, to my own discretion, I will show up at your wedding day of, at least get you ready. I'm not asking for a meal, but I do like the protein plates. No, but I'll show up and help out as concierge service. And if I can kind of just spin off for a second and just kind of make it selfish and all that, is my favorite, and I'll preface this doesn't have to happen if you're listening. But my favorite time, my glory, is when I become best friends with the groom and the fiance and the bride, and they invite me to their wedding, and I'm there, and people are like, "Hey, so when are you about to leave?" Like vendors and I'm like, "I'm actually at table like 7. I'm actually at this table." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on the list. They invited me to their freaking wedding, like, because we became such good friends." Yeah. And I preface that we don't have to be. So if you're listening and you want to work together, you don't want to be friends, that's great. I'll just make you suit. But that is my favorite thing in the world, is to live life with people and become friends and live that experience with them.
Dude, I love it. That is the best. All right, man. We've heard some I'm just still soaking this all in. So this is insane. But I want to move into a fun game we like to call This or That.
I prepped for this. I'm like, I'm gonna get it wrong.
All right, my man.
Can I choose both? I've been listening to this. I was like, is both an answer?
Rapid fire, just one.
All right, here we go. Jay, take it away.
Classic black tuxedo or modern green suit?
Why green?
It could be any suit, green, whatever color suit.
Depends. I'm gonna say
Or let's just say custom colored suit.
I'm gonna say classic. I do like the fun stuff though. I'm jaded. I don't know. No pun intended. I love classic. Can I say classic with a twist?
Okay.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. All right, Craig, here we go. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Watch a movie or read a book?
Watch a movie, but I love reading.
There we go. Okay, single-breasted or double-breasted jacket?
Oh, I knew this was going to be a question. Gala, RSVP Gala, I'll be wearing a double-breasted. It's back. It's hot. Man, it depends on your frame.
All right, we'll keep that. All right, Jake.
Morning person or night owl?
I want to say I'm a morning person, but I am a night owl.
Yeah, night owls. All right, I got a random one. Square dance or river dance?
Say that again?
Square dance or river dance?
Square dance or river dance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one would you do?
Man, was that on the spot? River dance. But...
All right. Flicking those legs around. All right, Jake. Yeah.
Lightweight linen or luxurious wool?
Oh, linen, Irish linen,
Sure.
or what kind of wool? I'm gonna go wool all day. Wool, seasonal. You can wear it in and out. Lightweight seasonal wool.
Love it. All right, here we go. Here's another random one. Okay, a store where all items are free, or a restaurant where every food is calorie free.
I used to chef before I ever got into this.
Oh, for real? There you go.
Yeah, for real. Like I cut my fingertip off 20
Oh,
times.
damn.
Calorie free because I'm a fat kid at heart.
All right.
All day.
Love it.
Bow tie or necktie?
Killing me. Because then it's like black tie or is it regular? I'm gonna say like long tie right now.
Long tie. All right, here we go. Pumpkin pie or apple pie?
Ooh, pumpkin pie all day. No whip.
No whip.
No whip. Don't
Oh
mess
wait,
it up.
then I gotta ask: do you like warm pumpkin pie or do you keep it cold?
At least he didn't say warm apple pie.
Or warm pumpkin pie, or do
I
you like
love
keep it?
both. I kind of like the next morning
Yeah.
cold, out of the fridge. When you're not supposed to eat it before breakfast, you just stick your
Just
fork
stick
in the fridge. You just hit it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pocket square or boutonniere?
I'm at war with ill-placed boutonnieres, and just for the record, it needs to go up above your lapel pin, not down by your boutonniere, or down by your pocket square. I love accessories, so I love pocket squares, but I do love a good boutonniere if the florist is correct.
All right, here we go. Cufflinks or no cufflinks?
No cufflinks. I've lost so many cufflinks.
Black tie gala or cocktail party?
Ooh, mixed match piece. Gala. I love a mixed match, like top and bottom, having some fun.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Bold colors or classic neutrals?
I like bold colors.
Bold colors.
In a classic
Snorkeling?
way.
Snorkeling or scuba diving?
Oh, snorkeling. I haven't scuba. I haven't done the scuba,
Scuba.
but I love snorkeling. Yeah.
And then our last question: custom tailored suit or off the rack?
Off the rack. No, of course, custom tailored suit. Come on,
This
man.
guy. Oh,
We're gonna
God.
change that. It's ready made now.
Oh, ready-made
Ready-made.
suits.
But custom tailored. Like once you go, you'll never go back, man.
Dude, that was so fun. We love that game. It's just so fun to hear.
Oh, it's so hard. I've been waiting for it. I'm like, oh no, because I'm like, oh.
Oh, but no, here is the final question.
Oh,
You ready?
yeah.
All right. If you could choose any superpower to help you while working in your business, what would it be and how would it help you?
Just one.
Just one superpower.
I love Colton and Jess's answer to this. They go back and forth. Shout out to Fox Joe. There's it. I would say teleportation or time manipulation in that sense, in that way. I love Chris's answer, invisibility, because you don't want to be seen, but just being able to just bloop, 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 there. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with you, you go to the people. So if someone was like in London, you're like, hey, I need a suit.
I could be anywhere.
Pop right there.
Teleportation. Yep.
Dude, that's a good one.
Yep.
Nice.
There's been some good answers to that one. And I'm like thinking of a superhero,
And Craig, so before we end the show, man, let our listeners know where they can find you.
Yeah. So you can find me. My address is, just kidding. I am at www.endeavoredthreads, not with the U, not with the Queen's U, ENDEAVORED. Okay, endeavoredthreads.com, at Endeavored Threads, phone number on the card, and just everywhere. Carrier pigeon is my preferred method. Once again, drop me a line. I'm all over the place. Come and find me.
Dude, Craig, thank you so much, man. We had such a blast. I'm ready to buy Jade and I are ready to buy our suits,
Let's just hang out. Let's just hang out. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it.
We can't wait, my man. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I'm just glad that you guys gave some shout outs to the other side of the tracks on the men's side, because you don't hear too many menswear things. So
Sure.
appreciate you guys so much.